Hello, well-wishers, and welcome to my channel Aspiring Minds. Today, we are going to dive into the stories and movements that shape our world. We are exploring an important and often overlooked aspect of the feminist movement, Chicana Feminism. This is a powerful story of resistance, identity, and transformation. So, grab your virtual seats and let's begin. Chicana feminism is a fusion of the feminist principles and Chicano cultural values. It addresses the unique issues faced by Chicana women. They were the Mexican American women living in the United States within both the broader feminist movement and the Chicano movement. Now it challenges the dual oppression of racism and sexism that Chicana women faced, aiming to uplift and empower them through a lens that incorporates their cultural identity and personal experiences. So in this video, we are going to understand how Chicana feminism emerged as a distinct movement within the broader Chicano movement, and we will explore the contributions of this movement to the feminist theory and cultural discussions, including its impact on the contemporary gender and cultural issues. Now let's take a look at the origins of this movement. Chicana feminism began to take shape during the Chicano movement, which was a civil rights movement aimed at achieving social justice and equal rights for the Mexican Americans. However, many Chicana women felt that their struggles were not fully addressed by the movement, particularly the issues of gender inequality and sexism. Focused on the issues such as land rights, educational reform, and political representation, the women sought to find their representation in the broader public realm. Why is this happening? Let's see. What were the catalysts for the emergence? First issue was lack of gender equity. Many Chicana women were frustrated by the male-dominated leadership within the Chicano movement, and it often failed to address women's issues or acknowledge their contributions. So a need was felt for intersectional advocacy. The Chicana feminists recognized the necessity for combining their struggle for gender equality within their cultural identity, creating a more inclusive feminist discourse which would address the specific needs of women so that they could get a place in their own cultural identity, which is why the Chicano women came together and started the Chicano or the Chicana feminist movement. Now, who was the main figure behind Chicana feminism? We have Gloria Anzaldúa. She was born in 1942 in the Rio Grande Valley of Texas. She grew up in a working class, bilingual and bicultural environment. She faced obstacles due to her ethnicity, gender and sexual orientation. She pursued higher education, earning a degree in education and later a master's degree in English, despite facing numerous challenges as a minority woman. Her major contributions were Borderlands or La Frontera, the New Mestiza, written in 1987. This is a seminal work which explores the concept of Mestiza consciousness. It was a perspective which combined the indigenous Chicano and feminist viewpoints. This particular work addresses how cultural, social, and personal identities intersect, intermingle, and influence one another. So, therefore, the work had a great impact. Her work challenged the traditional notions of Chicano culture, particularly its patriarchal elements, and it highlighted the role of gender, race, and sexuality in shaping individual and collective identities. After this, we have a collective of Chicana artists who were active somewhere around the 1970s, which included artists like Judith F. Baca and Carmen Lomas Garza, who used murals to address feminist and social justice themes. Their contributions, if we talk about, these murals depicted the struggles and achievements of the Chicana women, often highlighting the themes of resistance, empowerment, and cultural pride. Used art as a form of activism, that is, the awareness was being created through art forms advocating for greater representation and recognition of the Chicana women in the society. Now, what is the impact and legacy of Chicana feminism? To talk about the cultural impact first, we see Chicana feminism had significantly impacted the feminist and cultural studies by introducing intersectional approaches and emphasizing the importance of cultural context. There was also empowerment and visibility. That means that the movement has empowered Chicana women and provided a platform for their voices, contributing to broader discussions on race, gender, and social justice. To talk about the contemporary relevance, there are still ongoing issues. The Chicana feminism continues to address issues like gender inequality, cultural preservation, and social justice in contemporary contexts. The movement's principles inspire the ongoing activism and scholarship, promoting a more inclusive and intersectional understanding of the feminist and cultural issues. Among the notable speeches and writings related to Chicana feminism, we have Anzaldúa's speech, which often has references to the metaphor of the borderlands, which illustrates the complex nature of living between multiple identities and cultures for the Chicana women. Apart from that, Anzaldúa addresses the internalized patriarchy within Chicano culture and its impact on women, arguing for a cultural reckoning, reform, and change. Her speeches call for a re-evaluation of cultural norms and practices, advocating for a more inclusive approach that respects and uplifts women's voices and experiences in totality. Let us discuss a major work and the ideas of Borderlands or La Frontera, the new Mestiza. The principal concept in this work is Mestiza consciousness. Anzaldúa introduces the idea of a mixed race consciousness that bridges different cultural, racial, and gender identities. This perspective allows for a more deeper understanding of personal and collective experience. The word borderlands is actually a metaphorical and physical space representing the intersection of various identities and cultures. She uses this concept to explore how living in the borderlands can create a unique hybrid identity, and it challenges the traditional ways in which we define boundaries. To talk about the major themes, the first theme is it critiques machismo and patriarchy. That is, she is talking about how patriarchy was prevalent in the Chicano communities and states that it is not an inherent cultural trait but a reaction to the socio-economic and the political oppression, which is why patriarchy has always tried to have domination over women. She also explores how these identities intersect to create a complex experience of oppression and resistance. Lastly, how does this work influence feminist theory? We see that her work laid the foundation for the development of intersectional feminist theory, which considers how various forms of identity and oppression intersect and affect individuals differently. So, Chicana feminism's focus on cultural identity and gender challenges the universalist approach of mainstream feminism, emphasizing how there is a need for inclusive and culturally specific feminist perspectives. So, we see how Chicana feminism emphasizes the importance of celebrating the diverse contributions of this movement to both the feminist theory and also in creating a cultural discourse. You can see a live example of the very reason why you are watching this video. It has become a part of your cultural discourse. It has become a topic of discussion and a separate form of studies in many universities in the United States, United Kingdoms, Australia, and other parts of the world. And that in itself asserts how this movement laid a strong foundation for something to come in the future, and its representation, its practical application can be seen in the way it is taken up as a form of study today. So that's it from this video. I hope you liked it. Do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for more such future updates. Thank you for watching. Bye.